You have probably noticed that Visa and Mastercard aren't just companies that process your card payments anymore. Lately, they have started playing a bit of referee role in what people can and can't spend their money on. So here's the deal. Over the past few years, there have been cases where these companies stopped processing payments to certain websites, platforms, or even people. Not because of fraud or crime, but because of content. That includes things like politically controversial figures, independent media, or platforms that don't exactly align with mainstream views. Sometimes it's tied to public pressure or media outrage, and other times it's based on their own internal policies, which, to be honest, aren't always very clear. Now, technically, Visa and MasterCard are private companies, which means they can set their own rules, but because they handle most card payments worldwide, if they say no, it's not like you can just switch to some other card that does the job just as well. It's kind of like being banned from every gas station except one, and that one only takes coins and good vibes. And lately, games have started getting caught up in these too. There have been cases where payment processing was blocked for certain titles, developers, or game platforms because the content was considered too violent, too adult, or just too politically risky. Not illegal, just not approved. If the game touches on war in the wrong way, shows the wrong kind of art, or comes from a region in conflict, that can be enough to trigger a block. And if you can't process payments, you can't sell the game. These kind of things doesn't usually make headlines, but it puts quiet pressure on developers early in the process. Instead of finishing the game they originally planned, they start tweaking it during development just to avoid running into payment issues later. In fact, even big titles like the upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6 could be affected if parts of the content make the payment processors nervous. It's not hard to imagine Rockstar having to tone something down just so your pre-order doesn't bounce. It might sound small, but when a few companies quietly decide what can or can't be sold, that changes the entire gaming landscape. Not through bans, but, through blocked payments, which ends up being the same thing, just with a customer service voice and a declined transaction.